What cracks in Trump and Netanyahu ties could mean for U.S. support for Israel. As President Donald Trump sets out for the Middle East in the first international trip of his second administration, signs of disagreements have emerged between the U.S. leader and one of the men who most enthusiastically welcomed his return to office. Trump's decision to skip Israel on his tour of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates comes as the president appeared to sideline Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on several key issues related to the regional conflict that has emerged over the ongoing war in the Gaza Strip. Now, the profound extent of their schism has been laid bare by the White House nuclear diplomacy with Iran, direct talks with the Palestinian Hamas movement and Yemeni Ansar Allah, also known as the Houthis, and heightened tariffs against Israel, according to Shalom Lipner, former advisor to 7 consecutive Israeli prime ministers, including Netanyahu. Trump and Netanyahu are exasperated with each other, each feeling that the concerns and objectives are underappreciated by the other. Lipner, now senior fellow at the Atlantic Council's Snowcraft Middle East Security Initiative, told Newsweek both of them have legitimate arguments to make, but they seem to be talking past each other. For Trump, a president who has often boasted about holding the cards in high-stakes negotiations, most famously during a heated encounter with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House in late February, Lipner felt the U.S. leader once again appears to have necessary leverage to get his way. The nature of the bilateral relationship with Israel, still relying upon the military, diplomatic, and economic assistance of the United States, is such that the prime minister will have little alternative but to fall in line ultimately behind the president, Lipner said. So
they try to act like, with Israel, they're used to pushing around, the presidents and the politicians and stuff. So is, the Supreme Court thought they could rein him in too. But, after that Mike Waltz stuff, Trump is like, oh, you trying to play me, bitch? Like, he ain't having it. Like, and so you see how he's going around it. He's going around them. He's brokering all these deals in the Middle East. The Houthis are back to attacking Israel. America's not helping them out. And you saw, I don't know if anybody saw that, but America lost I think it was 2 or 3 fighter jets fighting the Houthis. They lost like 4 drones fighting the Houthis. And that's why he cut it off. It's not because he made the deal with them. He's like, we were losing too much money. You know what I'm saying? On the weapons.
And at the same time, I also think that this might be kind of a conspiratorial thing, but I feel like someone in the Middle East was the one who told him about the Mike Waltz deal. Yeah, I think that Mike Waltz almost tried to throw Hegseth under the bus, because Hegseth is the one who got all the bad press for the whole entire Signal Gate. But it was Mike Waltz that did. But it was Mike Waltz that did it. He's the one who brought that Signal app to the whole entire thing. He's the one who put the guy from Atlantic on there. The guy from the Atlantic is tied to the Mossad, which is Israeli intelligence. Mike Waltz has a deep relationship with Netanyahu. It just seems like he got to the point to where someone found the mole in the operation, which was Mike Waltz. And I feel like it may have been the Middle East who showed him like, hey, this is what's going on here. Because if you look at it, another thing he did was he cut sanctions on Syria. And this is a big, huge thing. They have a brand new alleged president. In Syria right now, he's unelected, but he came in, got Assad out of there. And they got a brand new guy in there. He met with him, shook hands with him, and said, you know what? We're going to give Syria a chance at being great. This is after you're watching Israel bomb. There's like I guess it's like a point of it's like a neutral zone between Syria and Israel, but Israel's occupied that neutral zone. Then now they're starting to bomb military installments inside of Syria. They call them preemptive strikes to try and stop them from attacking them. But it's gotten to the point to where people are thinking they're just trying to take land. So I think the Middle East is starting to coalesce, and they've gotten Trump on board by showing him, hey, this dude's in your backyard, basically spying on you and lying to you and trying to sway your movement. He's trying to get you to go to war with Iran for no reason, and they don't want war with you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
like I said, he looked at the price tag, bro. That's why he's like, no, I made a deal with the Houthis. Because he stopped. He was like, look, I'm spending all this money to bomb them for you, and you over here playing in my face.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so they cut off all ties. And Israel's like, yeah, we don't need America. You'd crumble.
Yep. And you look at it, you guys are basically, you're taking, you got a mole in our White House. You're taking information, giving it to Netanyahu so he can try to come in here and use it. But he's probably watching both of you, knowing that both of y'all playing. He's listening to him talking and watch you shake your head. Yeah, like, yeah, he's right. It's the same thing I told you, Mr. President. This could be a great thing in a lot of ways, because this could break the relationship that they've enjoyed for a very long time with America. We've given them over $308 billion since 1946 in just aid. This is money, and this is also weapons. They have AIPAC in our country, who's their lobbyist group, who spends hundreds of millions of dollars on elections every year. All they're doing is taking the money that we give them and giving a little bit of it back to us so they can control everything and get more money. I would do the same thing. If you could, why wouldn't you? If a person gives you $10, you can give them back 50 cents and keep on getting your $10 forever.
Yep.
You do it too.
Yeah. So we're going to stick with that. That's going to be an interesting one. And then I got one last one here. Absolutely.